Hello, fabulous you. I am with Laura Drake, the director of Southeast Gwinnett Co-op in Gwinnett, and we are going to learn about her and the organization. So, Laura, why don't you just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, hello, and thank you for having me. I'm very excited. So my name is Laura Drake. I live in Snellville. We moved out to Snellville in 1997. So I've been a Gwinnetian since then. I was born and raised in DeKalb County.
Awesome.
So I'm just a native Atlantan. I love my city. I love it. I have been married for 34 years. I have two grown children. 2024 was a big year in our family. Both my children got married and they're both expecting babies. So I'm going to
Congratulations.
be a grandmother. So that's the biggest thing. Um, I love the Lord. I I'm a hot mess at times, but he's very patient and he still uses me despite me sometimes. So that's about all that's exciting about me.
That's awesome. Yes, God is good. Well,
Hmm.
Laura, well, tell us how did you find yourself at the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op? Just tell us how that transpired.
Sure, sure. Years ago, I worked at Turner Broadcasting and I was in a Bible study and I accepted Christ there. I it was in the last few months that I worked there for many years. And then when I left there to be a stay-at-home mom to my oldest, um, I decided that I would take a Bible study at my church. And at that point, at the end of that, we did spiritual gifts. What are your spiritual gifts and how you can use them? And I'm a brand new Christian at this point. And so it was suggested that based on what I had learned about the Lord and what was revealed as serving and mercy, and I didn't understand spiritual gifts at the time, to be honest. But there was a man in there. He was a retired judge. His name was Reed Merritt. Wonderful man, and his wife served at the Lawrenceville Co-op. He said, "Why don't you go on over to the Lawrenceville Co-op and that was a part of the exercise. What am I gifted in, and how can I use it?" And I didn't want to go. I was intimidated, all the things, but finally the Lord caught up with me. I went there. I fell in love with people, and I served there from 2001 to 2008. And the director of Southeast Gwinnett Co-op, where I'm at now, had to leave. She had to resign and moved out of state to help with family, I believe. That was 2008. And the director at Lawrenceville and myself prayed and prayed and prayed for the Lord just to reveal who could run the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op. We were getting inundated with calls in Lawrenceville because the co-op had closed
Hmm.
in Snellville. And I go into work one day and she said, "I know who it is." And I was excited until she said, "It's you." And I cried and I didn't want to go. As you can see, I'm a little baby when I mean, I was so early in walking with the Lord.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, so I interviewed for the job. I got the job. And evidently, I wanted a job because I'm still there and I love what I do. I love serving God. God has been good to me. With me accepting Christ as an adult, I have a lot to be forgiven. The years that the locust ate, I'll call them. So I just love loving people who may feel unlovable. I love just being around people because I we all have wounds, we all have issues,
that's
we
right.
all carry a load, but mine are covered with the blood of Jesus. And when air hits a wound, it hurts. My wounds are scarred over, but they're there to remind me how to love properly and how to care for the people God sends. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's like a totally shortened version highlights. I didn't get into the nitty gritty
I
because
love
we
it.
don't have 14 hours here. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I love what I do and I love who I do it with. And yeah, all those things.
That's awesome, Laura. I love this story. Um, and I love how God opened the door for you for
Mhm.
being the director of the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op. So tell us the areas that the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op covers and how many families do you guys serve in a
Sure. Sure.
during the year?
Sure. Okay. Well, I can talk about the co-op all day. I'm much more comfortable talking about the co-op than I am talking about me. So yeah, so in Gwinnett County, some folks may know and some folks may not, but there's 6 cooperative ministries. And we kind of act, I'll say, we're not the only game in town. There's many wonderful ministries throughout the county, but we're kind of like the core base of the feeding ministry in Gwinnett County. So we're split by zip code. Where I serve now, Southeast Gwinnett Cooperative Ministry, we serve Gwinnett side of Grayson, Snellville, Loganville. There's a tiny piece of Snellville in DeKalb County, oddly, and there's a tiny piece, well, there's a large piece of Loganville that's in Walton County,
Okay.
but we serve the Gwinnett side. And so we act as, for us, an alternative to the grocery store is what I like to call us. I love that God has revealed to us who we are. But for me, even just as important is that God reveals who I'm not. It doesn't mean that there's so many other wonderful things that aren't worth doing. I've got to concentrate on who I am as a ministry to be effective so that we're not spread too thin. And
Right.
we partner with other organizations around if someone needs additional resources, but we kind of act as triage, I'll say, an alternative to the grocery store, meaning it is very expensive to go shop, right?
Yeah.
So, if we can keep you out of the grocery store as much as possible, we can keep money in your pocket. And then you can take that money and pay your bills. I wish I had enough money to help with mortgages and rent and all
Yeah.
that. But we try to teach folks to be proactive. And I get it. Like I say all the time, if I'm a mama and I have babies and they're hungry and they're looking up at me, I'm going to the store. So
Yeah.
even if it's money I don't have, I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to figure out my rent because that's not for 3 weeks, right? But if we can give folks gently, constant, gentle reminders of, hey, come here, start fitting the pieces to your puzzle together. Come here, get your groceries here as much as you can, and
Okay.
you're not going to be spending as much in the grocery store. So that's really how we roll. That's what we
Hmm.
do. We feel that it's the right thing to do. We're grateful. We've tried to do other kinds of things, and we do some other things on the side, but we're not experts at homelessness by any means.
Right.
I'm not your person if you've been incarcerated and you've come out of jail and you're looking how to start your life over. Those are all good things that
Hmm.
actually have been suggested that we do, but
Okay.
there's other organizations doing those things. So I just say, hey, if you come to us and you did just get out of jail, we give you food, we give you other resources. Hey, we know this place over here that can help you, that kind of thing. And then for those folks that utilize us, we call it regularly. You can come every 2 weeks for food.
Okay.
We have fresh, we have vegetables, we have meat, non-food. So even if you get food stamps, we're still a benefit to you. But for those folks that come to us regularly, proactive about seeking to provide for their family with their limited resources, we want to be just like them. We have limited resources as well. So
Right.
now we're going to offer to those families the opportunity for us to pay a utility bill for them once a year, just as an extra. You know what? We see you, we got you, we're here for you. Keep coming here. We know about things. We're going to be here for you, kind of thing. It's been a journey, and it is a journey, and anybody that is involved in helping others will know, what does helping someone look like? When
Hmm.
am I doing too much? When am I
Right.
not doing enough? What does that look like? And it's not really even the same for everybody, right?
No.
Um, so it's been a journey to try to figure out, what does it look like? We'll have some folks that we'll help them with the utility bill. We won't see them again for a year, and they're like, "Hey, help me again." And we're like, "No, we can't.
Mm,
Where have you been? Well, I don't have a car. Well, you ate somehow.
right.
Please come here. Even if a neighbor's bringing you to the grocery store, come here. So if you're coming the next year and asking for money again, you're communicating. I'm still struggling. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
want you to be a, we want you to move towards thrive from survive. So yeah, we kind of have our way that we do things, and that's how we roll.
That's good. So it's an alternative grocery store. They can come every 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Um, and what days are they
Hmm.
allowed to come pick up?
Sure, sure. So Monday, we're open in the evening, and that's 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then Wednesday and Friday, we're open 9 a.m. to 12 noon. We're first come, first serve. And we love the people that we serve. They're like family to us. It's just a joy to do what we do and to really feel like we're making a difference in the community.
You definitely are making a difference.
Mhm.
So how do you get the majority of your donations that you're able to spread to
Mhm.
the families that need it?
I love this question because there is a simple answer, but I mean, it's Jesus. But then, okay, how does Jesus do that? So sometimes I'm just in awe and I can't take it in. Sometimes it overwhelms me to think of what God allows us to do and how he supplies our needs. The base of who we are, we have a board of directors that's made up of representatives from 22 churches this year, that give, I'll say at a minimum level, but that doesn't sound right, but they give to a level where they have a voice in how we roll, so to speak. They
Hmm.
oversee us. We
Okay.
serve Christ. That's what we do. So, but out of the churches, I mean, it's just grassroots. The Lord just, I call it my God army, school systems, the city of Grayson, city of Snellville, just individuals, companies, everything. That's what I tell everybody when they come in the building, look around. Every single thing down to a piece of paper or a pen was given to us, or the money was given to us with which we got it. So it's a true work of the kingdom. It's a true work of the kingdom. I don't really, we don't, and I don't mean this anyway, so nobody take this bad, but like there's grant money out there. There's grant money that's great, and a lot of wonderful organizations can navigate through. I call it government money. And there's nothing wrong with that. And they have the ability and the means to navigate through that. We have Jesus money. So it kind of unties my hands as to how I can serve. And there
Right.
are things that are built in when you do get grant money. You have to follow certain rules and do things a certain way. But for us, that kind of is a binding effect. And so we just aim to operate with integrity, in the light of Christ, so that someone can feel confident when they give to us that we're going to take that money and we're going to use it for the good of the community in a very appropriate way.
Hmm.
But if I have someone come up in front of me that has a need right there, and I have money that's been donated through the church, through the community, I don't, I have the freedom to serve them and to give how I feel at that moment with what they need without other qualifications, stipulations, reporting, and all this kind of stuff. Again, which praise be to the folks that can do that. It's just it works. It works. There's different pieces to the puzzle of the community. We're just one piece to it. Again, we operate as triage. You know, I would say triage with Jesus money.
That's a great way to say it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so Laura, I know I've thought about volunteering. How would someone come and
Mhm,
volunteer to pass out food and to do
mhm,
inventory, whatever is
mhm.
needed within your facility? How would they go about that?
Yes. Thank you for asking. We love our volunteers deeply. They're the gas in our motor, I'll say. So yeah, we have volunteer orientation once a quarter. And I said before we got on this meeting that I was going to look it up. I believe it's the second Monday in February. I'll
Okay.
have to go back and look at that. I
Okay.
apologize, everyone. But it is in February, so that gives you a couple weeks to reach out to me if I'm wrong. So forgive me, friends. I meant to look it up, and I didn't. We're operating in our between Christmas and New Year's week, so I barely know who I am.
You're not
So
alone.
anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, so just come to volunteer orientation. You can learn about what we do. There's a job I say for everybody. When we're open, it can be a bit of controlled chaos, and we love it that way. We are fast paced, dynamic the days we're open. There's also a place for folks that like a little slower pace. That's going to be in between the days that we distribute. They come in, they receive in donations, they get them ready for the next distribution day. We have folks that pick up for us. We have folks that just do everything, office, hospitality. A big part of what we do, and the Lord revealed it a couple years ago. Our spiritual gift as an organization, I believe, is hospitality. So when folks are there, we make them feel comfortable and loved and relevant. We seek to have authentic community. Therefore, while they wait, we have this beautiful room, and we have little snacks in there and kids' books and all kinds of stuff in the summer and at Christmas. I should say this is important. What is the age limit? Because everybody wants to know. Um, so for kids, if you're middle school, we ask that you come with a parent. If you're high school, you can come by yourself. Adults obviously can come, but for those littles that want to come hang out with us with their parents, in the summer we have fun in the sun. We have in this big room. We also have games and different little things, and we just tell folks to come and hang out in there and play with kids because the kids are around. And also at
Awesome.
Christmas, we just enjoyed having Santa there. The Gwinnett County Police came. We had a giant Christmas party. We had kids that came and volunteered for that. But yes, so for those kiddos that want to come, the littles, Christmas time and summertime are a good time for them to come. But other than that, middle school and above, on the daily, I'll say.
That's awesome. Well, good. Y'all have a lot of great things going on, and the
Mhm,
volunteer opportunities are there. So,
mhm.
um, well, Laura, is there anything else you'd like to share about the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op? Anything that we should know?
Well, so many things. I mean, I really feel like um, it's just such a special place. For the Lord is really, I believe, doing a work there. Just the kindness. It's so easy to love someone. It's so why can't we do it?
Right.
So, you know, it's just been a joy, just the people that we serve are amazing. And I think that's one thing I'll say. I think there's a misunderstanding about maybe who comes to us for help, that I would like to maybe address. We have built such a beautiful community there is in and I believe it's because of the way that we treat others. We have a lot of grandparents that are currently raising their grandchildren.
Oh,
That's important. We have some seniors that we're serving. Lots of single moms.
mhm.
The majority who we serve are single moms and their babies,
Okay.
and I like to say that that's the widow and the orphan of the Bible. Um, but over and above that, it's just very refreshing and just a loving environment. People know each other by name, you know, greet each other by name. They greet us, we greet them. And it's just nice to be able to say, this is someone's name versus that person we serve or whatever. I think in our age and time, we've lost that concept of just being together, you know. We're always going somewhere or doing something, but we're just together, and it's just a beautiful place. So I would encourage everybody to come visit. Like I could talk about it all day, but until you're there and you're experiencing just that community, the authenticity, just the love in that place, you can really feel it. You can really feel it. I will close with this. We had a teenager, special needs teenager several years ago, sweetest kid, and he was serving with us, and he was in the back, and he stopped what he was doing. He looked at me, and in the most serious voice, he said, Miss Laura, Jesus is here. I said,
Oh,
he is here. He's here. So
I love
sweet.
that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, we can feel the love through the camera.
Oh,
And we appreciate everything that you're doing for our community. And I hope um, so many people will join hands
yes.
in hearts with you and just bless even more people. So it's a
Yes.
beautiful
Thank
place. And
you.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I've
Well,
enjoyed
Laura,
talking with you
I
today.
know it's been nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a blessing to just get to know different business owners in the community. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually just
Mm-hmm.
finished reading a book called Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, which
Ah,
um, the last few chapters are on service. And so that's when I was like,
oh,
oh my gosh, I need to interview Laura from Southeast Gwinnett Co-op because
yes. Oh,
yeah,
love it.
so yes, but
I have to get that book.
it's amazing. It is amazing,
Mm.
but we appreciate your time and I always wrap up interviews with some of your favorite things. So if you
Okay.
think about like your favorite place to vacation, favorite
Oh.
book to read, favorite candy. Give us some of your favorites.
Okay. My favorite place to vacation is the Florida Keys.
Ooh.
My son and daughter sent us there years ago for our anniversary, and golly, I love the vibe. It's very laid back. I love laid back. My favorite book, I'm not a reader. I wish
Okay.
I was a reader. I love reading my Bible.
Yes.
So I know that sounds like the teacher's pet answer, but that is actually the truth. So, and then, oh, my favorite candy is easy. That's Tootsie Rolls. Like
Oh.
Tootsie Rolls. We used to have this funniest joke, like my kids during like Grayson Day parade when the football team and everybody come by and they throw out candy. I'd send my kids out the go get mama Tootsie Rolls. And actually, there's this sweetest client that we serve named Martha for Christmas every year. She brings me a big bag of Tootsie Rolls. So
Oh,
very sweet. So yeah, that's that. I guess those are my favorites. Um, so yeah.
that's cool. Well, awesome. So will you get to vacation in the Florida Keys this summer?
Well, the thing is, I got a baby coming in January and a baby coming in June.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna be grounded. And I'll be happy. So we went last year. We're both resting on our 50s and we rented a Jeep and we drove from I guess it was Miami down to Key West and we acted like we were young. It was a little bit
Oh,
hard to get up and in and out, but it
that's
was good. We had a
fabulous.
blast. We had a blast.
That is so great. Well, Laura, we appreciate your time so much and enjoy the new year. And
Yes,
we know
thank
great
you.
things are in store for Southeast
Thank
Connect
you.
Co-op, and
Thank
we can't wait to see all the families that you bless this year.
Mhm. Thank you, my friend.
You're so
Happy New Year.
welcome. Happy New Year.
Okay, bye.